I've lost track of how many times I'm trying to film this. I think this is the 6th time. I came across this book, All the Women of the Bible, and I decided to read stories out of here to share with you. This story is called Anna and the Homecoming. And in part 1, we talked about who Anna's the mom in the story, and her son Tobias is gone, and she's mad at her husband Tobit. And she's about to explain why she's mad at her husband. I like this book because it tells the stories in the form of a, like, literally a story. It's not preachy. And I can relate the story a lot to my own life, actually. Anna in the story is like my mom. She had to go to work to support us. And Tobias, that's like my dad. Or Tobit, I should say. That's like my dad. He's very holy. Everyone knows that. But then also, in some cases, it's like me and my brother. I got accused of stealing from him. And I remember I was so angry. But I didn't know what to say because I was in shock. And I got accused of stealing. So funny. I got accused of stealing. But when I did the same thing happened, I forgave him. How silly am I? Anyway. But I didn't really forgive him. I just said, there was nothing I could do about it. The money was already spent. Anyway, I had to go to work to support us. So I took in wool and spun it. Took in spun wool and wove it for anyone who wanted to pay. I must say, I was very good at both. My mother taught me well, and I have some gift for patterns. I surely can't see the pattern here. It's just a snarl without an end. Anyway, there I was, working day and night, but keeping us alive, putting bread on the table, and one day one of my customers gave me a kid for a meal as a special treat. She had paid the full price for the weaving, too. I just love the design you've woven into the cloak, she said. It's beautiful. So I brought the kid home, and wouldn't you know, the poor little thing bleated, and that set off my dear husband. Where did this creature come from? He snaps at me. Take it back quick, or they'll think we'll... Actually, that's not how I said it. I don't know. Where did this creature come from? He snaps at me. Take it back quick, or they'll think we stole it. Relax, I said. It was a present one of my customers gave me, and she paid me the full price for my work, too. You stole it, he declared. Now take it back. Well, I was so angry I nearly spit. Mr. Pious Believer, accusing me, his own wife, the one whose work was feeding him because his holiness had cost him his eyesight, of stealing? You could have heard me scream in the marketplace. I don't remember all I shouted at him, but it was a lot. I guess I'd been saving it. I know I ended with something like, and look at you now for all your good works. Everyone knows what return you've had for them. Isn't that right? Do all this good work sometimes and I feel like I get nothing in return. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter, but I'd still do it anyway. Who's the idiot now? And he doesn't fight fair. I'd have loved it if he'd given me a mouthful. I was ready to answer it with a barrel full. But what does he do? Gets all sad and sings a song of sorrow to the Lord God. Does he apologize to me? Guess again. I guess that's when he started to brood about the money Gabrielle was holding for him in Rages. In media, of all places. It wasn't long after that he hatched a scheme that sent my baby traveling. Oh, I fussed at him for that, I tell you. After all, Tobias is our only child. I told my Tobit that he was sending away his arms and legs as well as his eyes, and suppose Tobias never came back. Travel was dangerous, and frankly, I couldn't see that we needed the money that much. Even if we did, nothing, not even starving, was worth losing Tobias over. Well, I might as well have been talking to the walls. Neither my Tobit nor my Tobias heard a word, and Tobias was as eager to go as Tobit was to send him. I tell you, I thought I'd lose my mind. At least until I met Azariah. He's a kinsman of ours, you know. Just happened to be in the marketplace when Tobias went out to hire a guide, and he knew all the roads between here and Rages. Said he'd be glad to go with Tobias, and he seemed so, I don't know, steady maybe? And wise? Anyway, they were on the road before I caught my breath, with that dog Tobias is so mad about trailing along after them. I haven't seen him since. I think it's my fault. If I hadn't been so furious about that kid and flared out that I was earning our living now, not he, maybe he wouldn't have felt he had to get us money. I do know better, you know. I know women take reverses better than men. Somehow, we don't get as frightened. We know there's always something you can do. No, I should have taken his pride into account. Having me be breadwinner can't have been easy. I didn't need to rub it in. Oh, if only I could see my baby walking down that road. I'd apologize to Tobit and mean it, and never give him a crossword again. Look. Do you see that? It is a cloud of dust, isn't it? And that's Tobias's dog. He's home. Tobit, Tobias is home. My baby is home. That's the end of part 2. So, go to the next part to see how this story ends. And just know that you are loved. You are important, and you matter.